In this video, I would like to explain how to mine data without really knowing data mining. Alright, to do that, I downloaded sample data from Microsoft website. Actually, I downloaded it on Canvas, so you can download it from Canvas also. But anyhow, the file name is dm adding sample data. So let me open it. So this file has a lot of data, customer data, forecasting, and so on. So let's take a look at the first one, table analysis, tools, and sample. Okay, this one has basically data about customers. There are 1,000 customers stored in this file. So as you can see over here, it's about 1,000. That's a pretty good size of data. So this data has customer ID and marital status, gender, income, children, education, occupation, and so on. Also, if you look at this data, you can find all these stored in the table. So if you click inside this table, so as you can see over here, they look kind of different, right? So also the menu ribbons will change depending on the location of your cursor. So outside this table, you will see these kind of menu items. Once you click inside, you're gonna find a new menu ribbon called data tables. I mean data tools. Okay, and one of them is analyze. So we're gonna use this one to do data mining. So click this one, analyze, and then you're gonna see another ribbon of menu items. Analyze key influences, key influencers, detect categories, forecasting, shopping basket, and so on. Before doing a analysis, you have to make sure this Excel is connected to the SQL Server analysis engine. So go to connection, and then you have to find a some server. So in your case, you probably will use a OITAP 22. But if you have a SQL Server installed on your own machine, then you can use a local host. So either way, you have to find the server and then connect it. And then always a good idea to test connection. So test connection succeeded. Okay, cool. So now this one is connected to a SQL Server available on my local machine. Okay, so click somewhere. So we have an analyze button. So how about this? So since this one has all the demographical data of 1,000 customers, we can do all kinds of analysis. So how about this? This one has data of occupation. So we want to kind of predict. We want to know what are the major factors determining or predicting the types of occupation of your customer. So what factors actually influences what types of occupation? So based upon some data, we want to predict the types of occupation. Okay, let's do that. So can you see that? Analyze key influencers. Okay, so we want to analyze for, let's say, occupation. Of course, you can choose anything later. Okay, so let me show you two cases in this video. But anyway, so let's choose occupation. Okay, and then just run. It takes time. By the way, this engine actually using a Bayesian theorem. So, well, the nice thing about this one is you don't have to know anything about Bayes' theorem. Also, even if you know Bayes' theorem, if you want to calculate all those conditional probabilities for each the variable you want to predict about using all those factors, it's going to take many days or months to calculate. But this one actually calculates everything automatically for you. Alright, so we have a main report. So let's take a look. So for example, like first favors, first a skilled manual. So for skilled manual type of job, the most influencing factor is income level of $39,000 to $71,000, and the least affecting factor is children. So you can actually see the number here. So most influential factor has a value 100, and least almost no factor giving no impact would have a 0. Okay, so as you can see over here, 100, 84, and so on. So when somebody says income level is 39,050 to 71,062, and then it's very likely that person may be a skilled manual. And then if the region is North America, that's also kind of likely to indicate the person is skilled manual, and so on. Since we have a lot of data, you can also choose each one. So how about instead of showing everything, how about just a skilled manual, like that? You can see only the types of jobs you want to see, or you can see how about manual, and so on. Okay, or you can see what are the most determining factors for each type of job, and then you can choose how about 100. Okay, and then like income level 39,000 to 71,000 indicate the person is most likely skilled manual. If less than 39,000, it can be either clerical or manual. So as you can see over here, it's actually another 100. This one is 100. So you have to be careful about how to interpret these numbers. What these numbers indicate is, okay, these numbers are only relative within this each the types of a job here. Okay, so within skilled manual, income is the most determining factor, and the education is the least determining factor. Okay, so but if you really want to compare those two the types of jobs, so you can actually use a discrimination analysis. Okay, so let's take a look. So in our previous example, if you want to see most determining factors for certain types of jobs, you can find income less than 39,050 is both very likely to indicate the person can be a clerical or manual, and both one also the most determining factor for both the clerical and the manual types of jobs. Okay, so let's just concentrate then on these two jobs and compare, and what are the most determining factors. To do that, we can use a discrimination analysis. Okay, so compare clerical. So we can use a clerical and the manual. Okay, now then we can have analysis between these two types of jobs. So as you can see over here, to find out any customer is either clerical or manual types of jobs, and education of high school is actually most likely factor to determine that person is a manual type of person. And the income level is 39,000 to 71,000 most likely indicate a person is a clerical, that person has a clerical jobs. Income level 39,000, less than 39,000 is actually indicate that person is more likely as a manual type of person rather than clerical, and so on. So you can actually compare two types of jobs and then figure out types of factors determining the types of jobs for that person. Alright, let's do one more analysis as promised. So go back to our original data, original demographic data of our customers. So again, we have a lot of factors here. So let's say let's analyze what are the determining factors for purchasing of a bike. So you as the owner of this store, it's very important what type of person actually buy your bikes from your store. So there are two types of data here: person who buys data like this, and person who doesn't buy data. Okay, so we want to know what are the most determining factors for customers who purchase bikes. Okay, all right. So that's a very important factor. You want to know, you want to concentrate, or you want to at least send a promotional mails to people who are more likely to buy bikes, right? Otherwise, you're wasting a lot of money. So go to analyze key influencers. So this time we want to know about who's buying bikes. Okay. By the way, you can also choose the columns you want to analyze about. Otherwise, they will use everything. Okay. So actually, ID is just a random. The sequential numbers has no any content, so we don't have to have them. Okay, so you can also use genders, income, children, education, all those. Okay, so all right. Okay, so we want to know about bikes. Run. So the engine is actually calculating all those the data to calculate the conditional probabilities. But again, you don't have to know anything about Bayes' theorem to use this. That's kind of beauty of data mining using this Excel. Okay, so let's take a look. So people who do not buy the bike from your store is very likely person having two cars. Well, that makes sense. If you have two cars, probably you don't need a bike. And the person with no cars also is probably the most likely factor people buying bike from here. Okay, so he shows that. And let's do some discrimination analysis. Okay, again, people with two cars most favors people buying no bikes, and people with 0 cars or no cars also favors yes, meaning they tend to buy bikes. And in terms of marital status, people married do not tend to buy bikes, and so on. So it's pretty interesting analysis you can do.